Alright, so Lloyd's got it in the van.
It's perfect. Now we need to, let's get that tracing paper in here, and we'll bring it right here to this corner and figure out what to do with this. So we've decided we need to go and pick up one of these angle measuring tools that will form the correct angle that we need to cut. So off to Home Depot we go. Desmond is a chunky mother trucker.
Oh, this one looks like a butt. Look.
Cherry butt. Yeah. Alright, well, we just had a lunch break. And we got back from Home Depot. And instead of doing this paper method where we flush up the paper in the corner and get a somewhat measurement around it, we didn't want to do that on the wheel wells and everything. So we picked up this Empire contour gauge. That's going to allow us to get a good accurate read on the angles that we need to cut out of this plywood. So there we go. Let's show you the clips of that in action. The way that this particular contour gauge comes is with this measurement and flat edge directly in the center, and then these steel rods run through it on either way. We were a little worried when we picked it up because we thought it was only going to go that thick. However, you can flush this to one side, and then you have a greater working area to work with for your angle. So for our first use of this, we're going to come up flush and just push. Alright, so we got this angle here by measuring where our board is going to go. We're going to leave it about half on and half off of this spurring strip. So there's our angle. So we're going to come over here, get this lined up as so, and then I'm going to go on the I'm going to give it a little extra just so we can guarantee that we're flush. Moment of truth. Yeah.
Right now, Lloyd and I are doing a late night van build sesh. We had some leftover furring strips, which were these things. So we decided that we measured out the perimeter of the van, and we're gonna caulk them down right now. I can't do it anymore. Wait, I got a really good one going right now. Can you take over now? Damn.
Crushing.
Alright, so tonight Lloyd and I just packed up the van. We put the 3 sheets of plywood that we got, and then also shiplap that we got off Facebook Marketplace a couple weeks back, and also the wool that we actually just got in yesterday. So we have it all loaded up and ready to go to my parents this weekend. We're going to be going there because my dad has a lot more tools than we have, so we're going to use his tools and expertise to help us put in the subfloor. But yeah, we have our wool and everything, so let's go check it out. Alright, so we just got our wool today, and we decided to go with the Havelock Wool for many different reasons, but a few of them, just to keep it simple, are it's wool, so it's organic, it's something that we wear and we enjoy. It doesn't off gas. It's easy to insulate. It's a sound barrier. It gets away moisture. Has a bunch of different benefits. So we got 2 bags of the 48 pound, and that's what they recommend for the 170 extended cab van. So that is what we have here, and we'll be using that to insulate the flooring this weekend. Alright, so we got to my parents' house. So we're starting to do the subfloor. We went to Home Depot this morning and we picked up a few different things. One of the things we got was this clear semi-gloss polyurethane, and make sure it's water-based and for interior projects. So we're going to be sealing all of our wood. So this is the subfloor. We're going to be sealing all of our wood, cabinets, everything else with this stuff. So that's why we got the gallon size. But if you're only doing a little bit of stuff, you can just get the quart. And then we're going to use these small 4-inch rollers. My parents already had these at the house, so this is what we're using. And then make sure before you seal your wood that you just wipe it off from any like dust and debris and stuff. So I'm just using a towel to do that real quick. Oh, it's white. I don't think it's white. Alright, so I couldn't find a stir stick, so I just found this long metal thing. That's what we're going to use to stir it. And another note is, so we're painting this side first, and this side you can see has a lot more of these little dips and holes in the knots, and the other side is a lot more flat, so this will be the side that's going down. So we're painting it first, so then once it's all ready, we can paint the other side once we have it actually installed. Or not paint, seal, but you know what I mean.
So we'll be taking this JB Weld steel stick and filling in all of the factory holes for the bolts. That way we have sealed the floor down before we put in our subfloor. So here we go. Okay, it is now swept up in here thanks to the shop vac. So we're going to take our steel stick, and why don't we take a close-up shot right here. I'm going to start with this big old hole, pop our top off. Here we go. All right, we have our steel stick in place. We give that some time to dry. Move on to our next hole over here. Be right there. Alright, so the JB Weld is complete. Holes are full. So now we just have to let it dry.
Alright, so we finished putting the clear coat on one side of all the plywood pieces, and now in the van, Lloyd finished doing the steel stick and all the holes, so we're going to let everything dry, and while we wait for that, we're going to go jump in the pool. Alright, so we just got out of the pool, and now we're ready to put the wool insulation in. So as we said before, we got the Havelock Wool. We're just going to open one bag right now because we shouldn't even use this whole thing for the whole flooring. And then we have a scissor to cut open the bag and to cut the bats of wool. And then I made this handy dandy grid right here, which I like measured out all of the pieces of the grid so we wouldn't have to do it now. We could just, instead of like laying it down, measuring it out, measuring it on here and cutting it, we would just be able to do one cut and then put it on there. But we don't have a measuring tape, so we have to do that the hard way. So we're gonna do that, and then we also got this 3M Super 77 multi-purpose adhesive from Home Depot today. And this is what we're going to be using. We're just going to spray a little bit on the floor as we put the bats down, just to make sure that they don't move in the future. Even though you don't have to do that. That's an optional thing, but we're going to do it. Go. Another bag. Ooh, it does smell like a petting zoo. Everybody says it smells like a petting zoo. Smell it.
Some happy sheep.
Mm-hmm. Smells good. Looks like this is one of the 2-inch bats.
Alright, we're cutting our second board to length here. A couple tricky spots to get around the wheel wells and this and that, but here we go.
Looks like we have some rain coming. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're cutting the third piece of wood right now for the subfloor. They're in there measuring the wheel wells, which is probably going to be the hardest part of the subfloor to cut, so I'm letting them do it.
Okay, here's where we find out how we did.
Alright, so we finished dry fitting all of the plywood sheets. Today we're going to seal them and / adhere them with the marine adhesive that we have left. Then we're going to pre-drill some holes and then drill in our 1-inch screws. Here we got 100 count screws from Home Depot, and then we'll have a floor.
Subfloor.
Subfloor. Cut to the time lapse.
Guess who's got a floor in the van? Guess who's got a subfloor in the van?
Oh my goodness.
Guess who's got a subfloor in? We do.
Us. Oh, like and subscribe.
Yeah, do YouTube stuff.
That's it.
Leave your comments.
Ring your bell. Like and subscribe.
Ask us
Comment.
questions.
Ask us questions. We got answers. If we don't, we'll figure it out. See ya on the flippity flip.
In the next one. Very real.
Get it.
Got him. Alright, let's go. Let's go swim. Jesus.